The Isupk started out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And we are here to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they are according to the Bible. Oh, and don't let me forget, we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group on the planet Earth. You understand? So with that being said, our views, our beliefs, and understanding of the Bible is authorized. You understand? There's nobody on the planet Earth that calls themselves a Hebrew or a Christian that is authorized to teach the Bible. You understand? But the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this class is going to be about one of our biggest issues, man. You know, it was one of our biggest issues as children growing up, you know what I'm saying? And it is still one of our biggest issues as full-grown adults, and that's being disobedient. You understand? Oh, Salakia, of course, we are just finishing up. We're in the 7th day of Hanukkah, which is the Feast of Dedication. You understand? So with that, clap that up. That's why you see the model rod burning. You understand? For those on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? You see the model rod burning. Hold on, let me get you in there. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the model rod burning. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we're gonna get into this topic, man, which is, like I said, one of our biggest issues was being disobedient as children. We grew up, you know what I mean, not following directions. Now, I'm not gonna say all of us grew up as disobedient children. Well, let's say it like this. As I have yet to meet a good kid, my kids included, I had yet to meet good kids. You know what I'm saying? Because our standard of what we believed was good was a kid that went to school. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily make kids good. Smart, they get good grades in school. You understand? We believe that makes good children. When in actuality, because of our parents, we were bad children. You understand? Because we had never been taught what it was to be good. You understand? So, in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, every brother and sister comes in here and they become anew after they shed themselves of the world. You understand? For their first 90 days. You become a new man and a new woman. You understand? And with that, all old things pass away. And why is that? Because in here, Commanding General Yohana and the men that he has raised up, they're going to do the same exact thing that happened to them. They're going to break you down and rebuild you up. You understand? You're going to end up having laws. You're going to end up having principles. You're going to end up having things to maintain you as a person. So, like you said, you got an issue? Okay. You're going to end up having, morals. You're going to end up having a whole different view on life and what you thought it was to be good, or what you thought it was to be, a great person in the earth. Because once you find out what's in this Bible, everybody is going to find out just how dirty their rags are. You understand? And with that being said, blacks, Hispanics, and natives, we are corrupt. And we have been corrupt by our oppressor. A man that has taken us from our land and stolen our identity and hid us from our culture and our God. And he has traded in our stuff to give us what his culture was, what his beliefs was, what his morals was, which he rarely has any. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly why the Most High says that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's in the scripture. The devil is not a person under the ground, some red guy with pitchforks. That's not the Most High. You understand? I mean, that's not the devil. The devil is a man. Satan is a man. And we can pull that for you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that right now. You got your scripture out for me, sis? If you do, please go to blah blah blah. Give me Isaiah. I think I want the book of Isaiah. I want Isaiah, and I think I want the 14th chapter. Give me just a second, make sure. Give me just a second. This is something that has to be understood, man. You know what I mean? That there is no being under the ground that is causing us all the hell we go through here on earth. And there is no hell after death. Understand? We are living hell right now. So I said the book of Isaiah, and we're going to go into where are we at? The 14th chapter. 14th chapter, and I believe I want. Let me see. Verse 6. Hold up, give me just a second. Give me just a second. Is Isaiah won't hold on. Matter of fact, let me check this. I think I'm. Let me make sure I got that right. I believe it's Isaiah the 14th chapter. I could be wrong. Give me just a second. Oh, Salakia. I'm starting at the wrong part. I want Job. Salakia, I want Job. Give me Job, the second chapter. I'm tripping. I'm jumping way ahead of myself. That's why I'm lost. Okay. Yeah, give me Job, the second chapter. Now, in here, what we're going to do first, I'm going to show you that the devil is not making you do it. Your disobedience to God is you being disobedient to God. The devil has nothing, you know, that's one of them old sayings from Christianity. The devil made me do it. The devil ain't made you do nothing. You understand? God, get back, Satan. Oh, Satan trying to get me. That's not what's going on. You are willfully, by your own spirit and by your own flesh, wanting to simply disobey the commandments of God. And that's the issue. We got to understand that there is no being that is making you do anything. You understand? There's a Father who has given you laws, who has given you rules to live by. Just like you are, if you're a man today with children or a mother today with children, you give your children guidelines, rules that they must live by in order to maintain their position in your home. You know what I'm saying? Some people look at, parents like they crazy because if they got a disobedient child, they put the kid out. I'll tell you right now, you better go and check to see what the Most High God did. And he's a father of nations. You understand? When you disobey him, he put you to death. So the least I can do is put your ass, Salaki, put your tail out of my house. You understand what I'm saying to you? So with that being said, let's go into Job. Give me the first verse. Job chapter 2, verse 1. Start there. I'm going to break this down.
Job chapter 2, verse 1.
And we're going to break this down because we want us to understand that we, blacks, Hispanics, and natives, men and women, have to hold accountability for our behavior. You understand? Let's start there. Let's go.
Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
All right. Now check how you reading that, sis. Remember, look for the commas there. You understand? So that you read up to that, because I want people to catch it. Start that again. Give it to me one more time.
Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
All right. There was a day when the sons of God. Who are the sons of God? Now, of course, we've been called the sons of God, the men that are on the earth. You understand? The children of the Lord. You understand? The Israelites. We are the sons of God. Also, Christ was called the Son of God. You understand? You know what I mean? But these sons that is being spoke about here is talking about the angels. So it said there was a time, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Keep reading.
And Satan came along, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord.
And who came?
Satan.
Now, in all of Christianity, all of the YouTube videos y'all watch, all of the conspiracy nuts that come talking about giants, y'all say the angels have fallen. The fallen angels, they got kicked out of heaven. That's nonsense, and that's not in the Bible. That's what you call dogma. Things that people have spoken over the Bible that is not true about the Bible. It's a lot of superstitious. It's like a superstition. It's a lot of misinterpretation of the scripture, because somebody who got a hold of these scriptures were never supposed to have them to try to interpret them. But now the men who these scriptures were written to, blacks, Hispanics, and natives, now we've gotten the Bible, which was written to us in the way that we speak. You understand? So now we're the authority over the Bible, not your Catholicism and your churches and your universities. You understand? It's right here in the Isupk under Commander Jenny Hanna. Now read that again. Read that next part, sis.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou?
Now wait a minute. If God kicked Satan out, why would God need to know where he came from? He would know, hey, I put you out of here. I threw you down in the pit in chains. But he's asking Satan, where are you coming from? Keep reading.
And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So, like, is that better, sis? On the live, you said you can't hear me on the ISUPK page. Check and see if that's better. You said, read that part again for me, sis.
And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Now wait a minute. If God put Satan in the ground, if he put him in a pit in chains after he threw him from heaven, then why is it that Satan is saying, I've been going to and fro. I've been coming and going. Because Satan is not some demonized angel that does not believe or obey God. Satan is a soldier. He is a soldier who is an angel who follows the orders of God, and we're gonna see that here in the rest of these scriptures. Keep reading.
Verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
Job. Read that part again.
And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
The Lord said to Satan, have you thought about my man Job? You know why he's asking him that? Because Satan's job is to go around and make sure those who are not worthy of the kingdom do not make it into the kingdom. So he said, let me tell you something. There's a God that's perfect in all his ways. Go check him out for me, man. Have you ever thought about checking him out? Keep reading.
That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect.
A what?
A perfect.
A what?
A perfect.
A perfect man. You know, Christians tell you can't keep the law, and only one was perfect, and that was Christ. And that's a lie. Another piece of dogma that is taught by the Christian church to mislead you and keep you in a cycle of sin so you'll never see the blessings of the Most High God. Now, every Christian you know in the world says, can't nobody be perfect. Well, wait a minute. But Job was what?
Perfect.
Perfect. Keep reading.
A perfect and upright man.
Uh-huh.
One that feared God.
One that feared God. Keep reading.
And escheweth
evil.
evil.
He escheweth evil, meaning he did not go for, he didn't want to see evil around him. He hated it. He got it away from around him. You ain't going to be up around him eating pork. You understand? You ain't going to be up around him, you know what I'm saying, sleeping with another man's wife. You ain't going to be up around him celebrating pagan holidays. You understand? He going to get you out of there. He escheweth evil, meaning he was not in agreement with evil. Keep reading.
And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou
movest
me against him to destroy him without cause.
He said, listen, that man, you sent me to destroy him. Now, it didn't say you sent me to make him disobey the laws, but you sent me to destroy him, meaning take from him what was all good. You understand? Take from him what he held near and dear to his heart. To see why. Go down to verse 5. No, matter of fact, go ahead and read verse 4. Go ahead and read verse 4.
Verse 4. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, ye all that a man hath, will he give for his life.
You hear that? Skin for skin, yea. All that a man hath, he'll give for his life. Meaning, in order to save his life, he'll give up everything. Keep reading.
Verse 5. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
That's what Satan's job is to test the man. And he was getting ready to go and test those attributes that you read in verse 3. He was going to go and test his integrity, to see if he was the type of man that would not fold under pressure. Would he continue to serve God and escheweth evil? That was Job's whole setup. That was the whole setup for the story of Job, was that he was going to be tested and tried. You know, so many of us, we get in this truth and we think, you know, like the Christian church tell you, I got a God that won't put more on me than I can handle. God will never do that to me. That's a lie. God will let all calamity come against you to see if you're going to stay down with him. He's going to test you. You see this fire? See that fire there? Before you can make chains of gold, when you buy gold, it comes and you find it in the earth in nuggets, and it's got all impurities. It's got clay, it's got dirt, it's got charcoal, it's got all kind of impurities mixed up in it. In order to make a nice piece of jewelry, a fine piece of jewelry, you got to put it through the fire. And that's what God is going to do with every man, every daughter, every child that he has, that he calls his own, because he's a good father. He's going to put you to the test. You understand that? Keep reading.
Verse 6. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life.
So the Lord said, look, I'll take my hands off of him. I'm going to give him all over to you. You can do what you will with Satan, but don't kill him. I mean, with Satan. So like, you can do what you want with Job, but don't kill him. That's what the Most High just said to Satan. Now remember, this is the same so-called Satan that's supposed to be kicked out of heaven, supposed to be somewhere on the earth in chains. He's speaking with God right now. You understand? And he's getting ready to test the man to see if he remains obedient to God, though his everything is going to be taken away from him. You understand? So let's skip out of that story, because that's what I just want to show. Now I'm going to show you who it is that is the devil on the earth. I'm going to show you that. Give me just a second. Because Satan and the devil is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Satan and the devil is two different things. And we better understand that. Satan is an angel. The devil is a man. Give me hold on. Wait a minute now. Why it ain't popping up? Hold on. Give me just a second. I gotta go out. My old tablet acting up. Give me Give me Give me Isaiah 14. It was in 14. I was totally wrong. All right, so give me Isaiah 14. Good night. I know I wasn't tripping. I'm like, I know it's in Isaiah 14. So give me Isaiah 14, and we will start at. Let's go. I'm gonna show you who Lucifer, the devil, is. We're gonna show you who that is. So let's start at. Give me verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven?
How art thou fallen from heaven? Now, first things first, let's understand that heaven, what heaven is. There are three heavens in the Bible. Three heavens. One heaven is what you would call the fourth dimension, where Christ, the Most High, and the angels sit. The second heaven is where the birds and the fowl of the earth fly, where the stars and the sun and the moon dwell. That's heaven. You understand? And then there's another heaven. And this heaven is a living condition on earth. You understand? And you'll find right now that the oppressor is in his heaven. He's in his heaven right now. This is his kingdom. You understand? Which is heaven for him and hell for us. You know what I mean? It's hell for us. But heaven in this sense is a living condition. Keep reading. Start from the top again.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
The scripture said, how you fall? How you fell from, basically, from grace? How did you fall from royalty? Keep reading.
O Lucifer, son of the morning.
Son of the morning. He's not saying that he's not saying that he's the actual son. You know, they got all kind of crap they speak in these Christian groups and churches and talking about this. But when he says son of the morning, what is in the morning? If he's saying he's a son of the morning, meaning he's born in the morning. So what's born in the morning? The actual son. What is he saying though? He said, I'm the son of the morning, meaning I'm the brightness. I'm the what he's going to also say is I'm the bright and morning star. That's another thing that he says. The bright and morning star. You understand? And what he's saying is that I'm a superstar. I'm famous. I'm known from coast to coast. You understand? Keep reading.
How art thou cut down to the ground?
So how you get cut down to the ground? Because what is the ground? The ground is a lower state of living. You understand? When it says in Genesis that the Lord created Adam out of the dust of the ground, that's what it was speaking about. It was speaking about Adam was in a lower state of living until the Most High breathed the breath of life. What is it? The breath of life. And you can find out what the breath of life is in the book of Ezekiel. You understand? I believe the 35th chapter. You can read and you'll find out what the breath of life is. It's in the story of the valley of dry bones. But with that being said, here he says, how are you cut down to the ground? How are you cut down to nothing when you were in heaven? Keep reading.
Which didst weaken the nations.
How did you fall from the top spot and you weakened all the nations? How do you weaken a nation? By taking its treasures, by taking its strength. What's a nation's strength? It's money, it's resources, the metal, the oil, the whatever it had that was of value. Just like they did when the colonizers came here to America, they robbed the Puerto Ricans. They stole from the Puerto Ricans. What does the name Puerto Rico mean? Does anybody know? In the chat, in the lives, does anybody know what does the name Puerto Rico mean? If you could give me you can give me any kind of answer, it'd be great. If you're watching. What does Puerto Rico mean? Damn right, Most High Christ, Vondell. Stay in here, man. We in here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 7 o'clock. We got a little late start today, so we're going to push a little further. We didn't start till about 7:40, so we're going to probably rock out till about 9:40. But stay in class, brother. You will get the truth of the Bible, and we don't want you to believe us. You can go research these things for yourself. You understand? But I want you to look this up. It says, did weaken the nations, right? So what does the name Puerto Rico mean? Since you got a clue, you want to give it a shot?
Salakia, Trey Moore online says rich port.
Rich port. Port of rich. You know why it was called the rich port? Because when you would pull up on the island, when you would get there, in the sand was rubies and priceless jewels. Just in the sand. See, people don't even know. See, that's why they brought up the myth of the Bermuda Triangle. You know why they do that? Because in the Bermuda Triangle, underneath the water, there are many, many ships filled with gold. That's how greedy them bastards were. They were so greedy that they would fill the boats to the point that they would sink. And they don't want none of you Negroes and none of y'all going down there and finding any of those things that are so valuable and worth millions to the world right now. They don't want you to go down there and get it. So they tell you, oh, in the Bermuda Triangle, you mess around and disappear. Planes disappear and people come back 5 years later and don't know they've been gone for 5 years. You understand? They got all these stories to tell you to keep you from going over there and finding the riches of Puerto Rico. You understand? So with that being said, the Bible said he did weaken the nations. Keep reading. Verse 10.
Verse 10.
No, Salakia. Yeah, that's it. Keep reading.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
So now they're going to look at the man who's ruled the planet and say, you didn't became like, you like us now. You ain't got no defense. You don't got no money. You don't got no power. Keep reading.
Art thou become like unto us?
Now you like us now? Keep reading.
Verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Hold on, Salakia, sis, I done had you go back. Salakia, everybody, we didn't jump backwards. Instead of, we was on, read verse 12 again, and then we'll skip on down. Yeah, we did. We went back. Salakia, everybody. That was my fault. That was not the sister's fault. That was definitely my fault. Keep reading, though, babe. Sister.
Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?
How are you cut down to the ground? Keep reading.
Which didst weaken the nations.
Which didst weaken the nations. You weakened the nations. How you get down here with us? Keep reading.
Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stings.
Above the what?
Excuse me. Above the stars of God.
Wait a minute. He said, I will ascend into heaven. And I will exalt myself. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Who are the stars of God? Remember what I just said about him saying when he said he was the son of the morning? What are the stars of God? This is metaphoric speaking right here. The stars of God. Who are the stars? Think about, what book are we reading out of? Isaiah. Who is Isaiah? Who is Isaiah in the Bible? Anybody know? If you know, put it in the chat. If you know who Isaiah was in the Bible, put it in the chat. Who was Isaiah? Salakia, I'm going to give it to you because I don't see nobody. Anybody say speak on that chat in there? That's ironic. I do not see the chat. Why am I not seeing the chat? Uh-oh. I thought I had a brother answer. No, that was the old answer.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Brother Trey Moore says an Israelite.
Close. I'll give you that. He was an Israelite. But what are the Israelites supposed to be? The Israelites are supposed to be kings and priests. So Isaiah was a prophet of God. Who was Christ? A prophet of God. He was the biggest star of God. You understand? So the devil here says, I will exalt myself above the heaven. Didn't he try? He got a space station sitting up there floating around, orbiting as high as he could get. He tried to put his, I got me. You know, if you've ever noticed, that's why they love those skyscrapers. They love to live in the high places. That's why they got all them skyscrapers. They thought to build up into the air, high as they can get. They thought to go as high up. Why? Because they come from the Caucasus Mountains, the cavemen. That's where they come from. Living and dwelling in the cliffs of the rocks. That's what the scriptures say. They dwelled in the cliffs of the rocks. In Mount Seir. You understand? In Georgia, Russia. That's where they come from. So they love to be high. And have a high pier to look off of. And what did he do? He put his space station in there. He wanted to get up there into heaven. I'm going to ascend into heaven. You understand? Keep reading.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
Now, who is the mount of the congregation? Try it again, brother. The brother been on. He answering questions left and right. We got a Kalawan said, Richport. We got the brother over there. What's the brother's name again that was over there? Trey Moore. That brother been strong. He been coming in the class strong. You understand? That brother is trying to get down with this truth like all blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian men should be. You understand? He's coming in here strong. The brother is answering questions. He's not just looking at the video and liking it and moving on. He's coming to class. You understand? Because this is what's going to give us a fighting chance if we learn war. And this is learning warfare by knowing who your enemy is. That's what's happening right now. You can read all what's the book called? Laws of War and all them different books. But this book here is full of war. And it teaches you how to go to war. You understand? You ain't got to lift a sword if you follow the directions in this Bible. But right now, who are the congregation of the mount? The mount of the congregation. Who is that? You understand? Any answers in the chat? Not yet. I'm going to go on and give it to y'all for time's sake. Who is the congregation of the mount? The mount of the congregation is the Israelites. Blacks, Hispanics, and natives. He said he's going to sit also upon them. What does it mean to sit upon somebody? You understand? To oppress them sorely. And to make them make you rich. That's why we were used to build the rich treasure cities of America and any other one of these modern civilizations. Blacks and Hispanics are the ones with their backs in these holes to build your foundations to your great buildings. You understand? To your great cities, your meccas, your hubs of money. We're the ones who's working these places. You understand? So he said, I'm going to sit on the mount of them. Keep reading.
In the sides of the north.
In the sides of the who?
North.
North America. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Well, we already said he's got a space station. He done went to the moon, said the eagle has landed. He said, I'm going to go above the clouds. I'm going to be like the Most High. Keep reading.
Verse 15. Yet thou should be brought down to hell.
Wait a minute. He going to be brought down to hell. Keep reading.
To the sides of the pit.
To the sides of the pit. What's the pit? You understand? The pit is just a very, very deep ditch. You know how black people, we like to say, I came from the bottom. You know, that's one of our sayings. I did this. I came from the bottom. Well, this bottom that he's going in is going to be the bottom of the bottom. In a pit, there is no way out. That's how deep a pit is. A pit is so deep you can't crawl out. And that's what God is talking about. He's going to do to this man. Keep reading.
Verse 16. They that thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying.
Listen good to this part. Go ahead.
Is this the man?
Is this the who?
Is this the man?
Is this the Minotaur? Keep reading.
Is this the man?
Is this the dude? What's the dude? Hellboy. Keep reading.
Is this the man?
Is this the red guy with the horns and the pitchfork? Is this the who?
Is this the man?
Is this the man
that made the earth to tremble?
That made the earth to tremble. The scripture says that Lucifer, the devil that the Bible speak of, for all you brothers and sisters that don't know what the word devil means, the word devil just simply means deceiver. It simply means deceiver. You understand? It's not a special word. There are many devils today. You understand? But this man and his nation, they are deceivers. You understand? And they did what? Read that. Just read that. Go ahead. Read 16 again. I love 16. 16 comes and brings it out clear cut.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee.
And consider thee. Saying.
Is this the man?
Is this the man? Slow down, sis. You got to get them to hear that. Is this the man? That's the point we were making. We're trying to let them know that the devil is not some entity under the ground. That he lives on earth with you. Salakia, give me just a second. That he lives on earth with you. Salakia, everybody. But yeah, that's what this is about. You understand? That's what this is about. Salakia, everybody. Is that you know, this is a man. This isn't some entity under the ground. This isn't some ghost. This isn't some fairy tale. Everything in the Bible is very real. There's no ghostly entities that's floating in the hot walls and flying up with wings. There's not none of that going on in here. You understand? This is not none of that. No spirits that can jump from this place to that place. That's not what's happening in the Bible. The Bible is a very real thing in a very real place. You understand? And we better understand that, because what we have been done is tricked and duped by the Christian church to believe that somebody is forcing me to be disobedient to God. Number one, let's understand this. How could you ever be obedient to God if the number one place that taught you, supposed to teach you about God, never taught you what God's laws was, never taught what he wanted you to do, never taught what he didn't want you to do? You understand? How could you be in obedience to him? You can't. You can't be obedient to him if you don't know. So right off the rip, you need to understand that the church is the house of Satan. The church is not there to teach you about God. The church is there to keep you under man-made supremacy. I'll just say that so I don't get cut. Man-made supremacy. You understand? That's what he's there. That's what the Christian church is there to teach you. You understand? To keep you subjected under your rulers, under your oppressor. You understand? Because if we ever were to get right in the earth, the Lord would come and bring us out. All Christians are claiming that they're saved, they're saved, they're saved. The Bible says that no man is saved until the end. So them getting dunked in water and coming up, they ain't nothing but they went down a homosexual. They just gonna come up a wet homosexual. They went down they went down a gangbanger. They just gonna come up a wet gangbanger. You understand? You know how you're supposed to get saved now? By the word and by fire. Meaning you're supposed to get in here and be taught. That's how you get baptized now. And then you have to make it to the end. You have to be a good soldier that makes it to the end. And that's been the problem. Nobody has taught us to obey God. First things first. You understand? Hold on. Let's get that. Hold on. Let me get that real quick. And so like I got it from here on out, sis. I'll read. We're gonna get this. Let's for brothers and sisters that don't understand that before you can even understand the Bible, you should worry for your life because you've never been taught it. You understand? That's the first thing you can do. That's the first thing you can do to get yourself under control, to focus your mind, is to be fearful of God. Number one, understand this. Understand this. God killed the whole entire earth and left 8 men living. 8 people. I ain't gonna say men. 8 people. Noah and his family. So, in the scripture calls him a great and terrible power. You understand that? So, if you don't get it, you better start getting it. Understand you should fear the Most High God. You understand? Understand that. Don't fear the oppressor. Don't fear, gangsters. Don't fear none of them. I'm not saying be stupid. But I'm saying don't fear anybody. You should fear your Father. You understand? I'm going to bring that out. Let me see. Here we go. Give me, I'm going to go to, man, that's not the one I want. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna go to Psalms. I'm gonna start at, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at Psalms 111 and 10. Then I'm gonna go back. This is Psalms, the book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. It says, fear the Salakia. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Because it's a smart thing to fear God. It's a very smart and wise thing to do is to fear the Lord, man. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Not, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. No, that I get it, but the Christianity spin on it makes you believe that the Most High is some friend that you can play with, that you don't have to take serious. That, well, I could tiptoe outside of things and then tiptoe back. I could, he ain't gonna see me do this little stuff. He know my heart. It gives you all those little edges you need to be a very bad child. It gives you all those little edges you need to be a sinner. You understand? But if you have fear of God, meaning go back and look at your life. Look at the times when you came this close to losing your life. Go back and think about all those very, very close family members that you had that lost their life to something, to some tragedy, some disease, to anything. Go back and look at that and understand that it is the Lord that had done it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to teach you to fear God. Because that's where you get wise at. If you understand that this man will kill you. Well, I'll give you some things that we're not supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. That's a law. We're not supposed to eat catfish. We're not supposed to eat pork. Those are all things black people love to eat. Well, guess what? We're number one in hypertension, number one in cancer, number one in high blood pressure. I think that is hypertension, Salakia. Number one in all leading diseases, breast cancer. You know what I'm saying? We are number one. We are leading, and now we think we can go and burn sage and I'll be vegan. I won't eat any meat. It's so easy to change your diet. If it's that easy to change your diet, then just change your diet to the dietary law. I grew up my whole life eating meat now. Hold up. I don't think I want to give up that meat. Now I'll give up that pork, that shrimp, that crab, that lobster like the Lord said. But just totally put away meat and become a vegan? I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I ain't going to be able to do it. But for all you brothers and sisters who are able to do it, talking about you trying to save your health, because a lot of them do that when they start having health complications. They start realizing something's wrong with their health. Now I'm going to eat vegetables. Like they don't spray pesticides all over it. You understand? Like they don't chemically infuse it with all kinds of nonsense. You understand? They could kill you just as well as the meat and the antibiotics they're giving to the cows and that you're going to find in the chicken and all of that. It's the same deal all the way around. But you know, if it's that easy to change from eating meat to changing to be a vegan, why not just change to keep the law? Why not just keep the law? If you can go and break your neck to find soy and you gonna get red beans and lentils and you gonna eat your broccoli, you gonna get your cabbages, you gonna get 7 types of lettuces, you got all these different beans and corn and you eating all of this stuff and mushrooms, you doing all these things to forfeit the meat, but you don't want to serve God. You don't want to fear God. This is the hard-headedness. The scripture calls us a stiff-necked people. This is the hard-headedness of our people, man. This is our problem. We don't want to obey. And our disobedience is the reason for our suffering. It's the reason for us being number one in every disease. Go look it up. You got Google, what General Muhammad call them, your Google machines. Get on your Google machines. You're sitting in front of your laptops, in front of your phones. Get on your Google machines and look up and see who is what nation of people are leading in all of diseases. You're gonna find it's us. Unless you got a disease like melanoma. What is it called? Melanoma. What's it called? Melatonin, or what the hell is, I want to say melatonin, but I know it's not melatonin. What's the one disease that the devils be getting? Melanoma. It's with the skin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They always got some. Yeah, skin. They got some bad skin. It's just the sun tearing their tails up. You understand? But that's what I'm saying is that if you go and look, you will find that we are number one in all diseases. You understand? Then you go and see that we die in violence like it's nobody's business. But nobody is telling these people, nobody's telling our people, why is it that we die? I'm going to teach you why we die. I'm going to go to the book of the laws. That's the first 5 books. So I'm going to go to the book of Deuteronomy. I'm going to tell you why we die. I'm going to show you. Because my job is here. First off, hold on. Let me go back to this real quick. Let me go back to this because I gave you Psalms 111. Now I'm going to give you Psalms 34. I'm going to give you Psalms 34 and verse 10. Hold on, Salakia, not verse 10. I'm going to give you... I'm going to give you 34 and verse 11. Come ye children. It's not just talking about little miniature babies. It's not talking about the infants. It's not talking about the teeny boppers. It's talking about the children of God. Come ye children, hearken unto me, and I will teach you to fear the Lord. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to teach you to fear the Lord. You want to know why our aunties can't make it past their 50s? Want to know why grandma ain't making it past 60 no more? They died from cancer. They were like, why is everybody catching cancer? A lot of people don't even know. Back in the day, we didn't used to get cancer like that. But our sins have increased on the earth. We wasn't the ones dying. Our oppressor was dying from cancer. The days when they used to bring the milk bottle, back in them days, cancer was not a thing we died from. But you know how we started dying? Because they started pushing stuff like steak and lobster together in the life of the rich and famous. Remember that show? You want to live the life of the rich and famous. The dude with the, Lord, yes, they're living good. They're on the yacht. Blah, blah. I can't remember his accent. But he used to talk with that accent. We look, oh, they living on a yacht. And then they got that guy, he comes serving them steak, big old thick steak with shrimp and lobster everywhere. We like, God, this is how the rich people eat. Remember what's that stuff they used to eat on the crackers? What's it called?
Caviar.
Caviar. You know what caviar is? Caviar is fish eggs. So like the sister here about the yolk. She here talking about, oh my God, that's disgusting. Like, for real, like, we followed after them. They showed us and taught us how to stay concerned and to be focused on the way they live. To where that's what we want to do. That's what I want to have. I want to be able to sample that. What does that taste like? Then they hit us with pork. It's the other white meat. I remember all them commercials. I remember all those things that they put on us and made our antennas shoot up and say, this is how you live good. Because we saw our oppressor doing it. The kings of the earth doing it. They could do it. Listen, let me tell you something. I found that when I found out people living in trailer homes had better credit than me, I lost my mind. They didn't even have jobs. You understand me? People were living in trailer homes and could pay that money to be on that trailer park with that trailer home, getting their water and whatever else, electricity, whatever else they needed hooked to that house. They could do it simply with no jobs. You know how they was doing it? I got game from a person who lived there. You know how they did it? They had credit cards, so they would get good credit limits. Be a $5,000 credit limit. They would use this one to pay the other one. They would get two of them. They use this one to pay the other one, and they just kept doing that. That's how they survived. Never even have a job. So you use one credit card to pay off the other one. You had a cash limit on this one, you go pay it off the other one. You get a cash limit on this one, you pay off this one. You go buy all the stuff you need for the month, pay your rent, pay your whatever, and then you go turn around and I lost my mind. I was like, well, goddamn, even the trailer park people living better than me. They eating shrimp, crab, lobster, they cracking. I said, good night. We want to be like them so bad. And people just don't know how big of an influence they was as we came up, watching what our oppressor did. So now that's the reason why from back then in the 1940s and 50s, when it used to be a disease that attacked them, they made us increasingly want to be like them. So in a way, we increased our sins by doing the things that were unlawful, because those people are definitely unlawful. The oppressor is definitely unlawful. He don't keep no laws. He don't care to keep any laws of the Most High. You understand? He is a blasphemer. You know what I mean? That's what he is. He speaks forwardly. He speaks big words, big things against the Most High. He goes and tells a man, oh yeah, I'm gonna pass a law. Now men can marry men. You know what kind of boldness you gotta have to be running the world, and you tell that to somebody, and God has said that he will destroy a whole city for it, Sodom and Gomorrah? You that bold? You in the church calling yourself the victor of God, which is the Pope. If anybody don't know that, the Pope is called the victor of God. The word victor means the voice of God. He calls himself the victor of God. And he's in there, yeah, the Bible doesn't have the same views that it had about homosexuality. Do you understand how bold you got to be to talk against God? And to call yourself the voice of him? These are these people, man. They don't have any They're full of wickedness. They don't have any spirit in them, man. And we followed them, and now we suffer. Now we get the cancer. Now we catching the AIDS. Now we're getting all of the diseases, all the plagues that the Lord has brought forth. And guess what we want to do? We want to turn back around and give that power to our oppressor. Oh man, they was the one, they did some kind of attack on us. They giving us these diseases. Remember how they did this in the Tuskegee experiment? Negroes, I'm telling Negroes this, man. Start doing research. Stop regurgitating things like you know it. You don't know it. Because that never happened. They never gave us any diseases in the Tuskegee experiment. I want black people to understand that. There were no diseases given to us. You know what they did to us in the Tuskegee experiment? First off, I'm going to tell you how we got the diseases. By being unlawful. We were sleeping with whores. The men were sleeping with whores. And they were getting syphilis. That's how we got it. But what they did in the Tuskegee experiment was they gave us what you call placebos. They didn't give us the cure. They told us that they were giving us the cure, but they were actually just giving us saline, water. And a lot of times they have what you call, I forget what that effect is called, when people start to heal because they think they got the medicine. What's that called? Do you know what that's called? I can't remember what it's called. It's something effect. I want to say the placebo effect, but I don't think that's it. But they were sitting back and testing to see if simply by telling us that they gave us the medicine, what would our outcomes be? Could we sit back and just watch the disease progress and see how damaging it is to the body? Or would people start to heal? They did an experiment to test out clinical trials, or not clinical trials because they didn't have a medicine that they were giving us, but to actually just do science observatory on us so that they could see the progression of this disease. That's what they did in the Tuskegee experiment. Nobody ever gave us any syphilis, so but the whores.
Correct.
Huh?
You're correct. It's called the placebo effect.
The placebo effect, the water. I'm pretty much on, man. I listened to these brothers that was over me, man, that taught these classes. I listened and I did my research too. So I know I'm hitting home. I'm hitting kind of close to home. I know a lot of things fail me because it's so many classes, so many terms, so many battles that we've had to fight teaching these classes, man. It's so much knowledge and wisdom that a man will get learning in here in the UPK. I mean, in 6 months, you're going to know more than you ever knew in the Christian church if you stay in here. If you stay coming to these classes, you're going to know more in 6 months than you have your whole life going to church about the Bible and about God and about yourself. That's another thing. But with that being said, I don't want to lose the point. We've been into a point where we've gotten tricked and duped into taking on somebody else's culture, and their culture is sinning against God. They're a vile people. And with that, understand this. The Lord chastises those who he loves. Now that is true. I have heard that a lot in the Christian church. God is he only gonna chastise those he loves. I have heard that. But that is true. You know why I'm saying that that's true? Because God is going to make sure that as soon as we do it, we're gonna feel it. We can't steal and get away with it. White men steal millions of dollars. You can't steal $500 worth of goods out of Walmart. They're gonna have you in that office stripping. Slovakia. They're gonna have you in that office taking clothes off. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we need to take that off. They want to know your pockets. They want to see your socks. They want you to flip it inside out. We saw you putting stuff in your pockets. It's a wrap. You're not getting out of there. You understand? But the devil, he can steal billions of dollars. When them PPP loans came out, don't you know they're targeting them brothers that was out there running them scams and fake opening businesses, getting them PP loans, but they ain't even tripped off of them big timers, them rich folks. Remember what was the football player's name? Was that Peyton Manning? Which one of them was it? I can't remember. They did the fraud with the food stamps. They stole a ton of food stamps. And then another one got a PPP loan and built a gym or something, built a workout facility. No, they ain't heard too much after that. They still all in the Hall of Fame. They don't hear that. If a Negro got caught that was doing that, was a former football player, some big time football player. Oh, they gonna take all your accolades. They gonna take your Heismans. They gonna take your Hall of Fame induction back. They gonna take all that back. But no, they didn't do that to them. They in there live and well kicking. You understand? They ain't messing with them at all. But one of them, I can't remember what player was that they did a food stamp fraud, and they did a fraud on I believe it was the PPP loan. Nobody touched them. Nobody touched them, man. So many stories come out, man. That's why we have to get back into this book and learn our culture and our heritage. Brett Favre. Brett Favre did what? What did they say he did? Salakia, read that story for me, sis, real quick. Click on it and read what you can on it. Remember,
Brett Favre and the Mississippi welfare case.
Okay, Mississippi welfare case. Read that.
One second, So, at the heart of the dispute between MDHS, Mississippi, Favre's volleyball facility built in 2019 at Favre's alma mater.
Alma mater.
The University of Southern Mississippi. Favre donated his own money and helped raise funds for the facility. And text messages, which have become public and legal filings as part of the civil lawsuit, show he pushed state officials for funding during his time. His daughter was on the team. The University Athletic Foundation benefits.
Good night. TANF?
Welfare.
TANF? They cut you Negroes off after 90, what was it, 5 years, 90 months?
5 years.
They cut you off after 90 months. 5 years. He had how much money?
$5 million.
He got $5 million at TANF, and he only had one daughter that was even going to the school. Good night. And what school? That was a high school, right? Was that a high school? College?
This is a university.
A college. She ain't even a kid no more. You know, they only give you 5 years of TANF, so by the time you use it all, your child is 5. And if you got, you know, even if you have others after that one that you had, let's say you got a child that's 3, and then you have a child. I don't care if you have that other child ain't gonna get 5 years worth. Once that first child get TANF and they start running the clock on him, the kids that come after him, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even matter. The water for that. So it don't even matter. It don't even matter. You got a 3-year-old and then you turn around and have a child in 2 years. So the next child is only gonna get 2 years of TANF. That 3-year-old gonna get his 5 years of TANF, but your next child that you have after him, let's say 3 years old, when you have your next child, that child only gonna get 2 years. They gave Brett Favre $5 million. I'm gonna say it again. $5 million. You Negroes are not criminals. You Native Americans are not criminals. Stop trying to be like them. Stop being disobedient to God like them. Because guess what? It's going to catch up with you, baby. I'm sorry to tell you, it's going to catch you. You're not going to be able to get away.